Ladies and gentlemen, good morning.
Hello.
Qwuinoa radio show podcast. This is the fourth one. Some of you were wondering, this is the third one because it's the third Monday. No, that didn't actually happen. We're on the fourth one. We'll explain later.
Yes, this is an extra episode for the following week.
Right.
So if you're hearing this on SoundCloud, it's a week earlier.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Sure,
too.
one of those things.
I don't be really checking like that. I am your host, Corneille. With me today
is Jason.
But wait, do you hear that?
It's an echo. There's a void.
There is. The energy has shifted.
We're missing our third limb this week.
Yeah. The OG.
He's got a doctor's appointment.
Maro.
It's very sad.
It is.
Light a candle for him. He actually died.
Whoa. I'm not allowing that, okay? I'm not allowing that.
A tragic shade accident.
First of all, that's his thing, so you can't really fault him for that. That's his thing. But yeah, no, Maro won't be in today for this show because he's got some things to do. But just know, Maro, if you're listening, which he's probably not.
Of course. Why would he?
True. Then I just want you to know we're thinking about you, and this show ain't nothing without you. And no one's probably gonna listen because, well, you ain't around.
Yeah, true. He's the glue that keeps us together.
That kind of sucks.
Yeah. Sure, we'll try to get you this week.
Okay, yeah. No, we'll try and entertain you guys this week and, bring up some interesting topics. But here's it. Okay, so today,
before we get into topics,
yeah.
Are you listening to anything this week? Anything new? Any new music or watching anything? Reading anything?
Okay, my mind is like 5,000 different places right now.
I can imagine.
But in terms of music, I've been listening to Felix.
Yeah, that new album,
that Tempo
is pretty good.
Tempo is like really, really good.
I loved his last project.
Oh, Gospel?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gospel is like really sick. No, other than that, I've been really kind of busy. As you know, final year student. So
busy.
Trying to navigate this cruel world. Cruel world. Assignments and due dates and
that computer science life.
That computer science life will be the end of either it or me. So
no, just
whoever finishes first, basically is victor. So it's either I kill it or it kills me. But actually today, interestingly enough, got into Maynooth a different way. New bus came in. New bus exists now called the 139, which starts at Blanchardstown.
Didn't the 139 always exist?
The 139?
Or am I thinking of a different route?
You're thinking of the 239.
Oh, okay.
There's a 139 bus now from Blanchardstown. Brings you all the way down here to Maynooth.
Okay.
Which I'm pretty happy about. Today was it was a pretty chill day. Only had to hop on that one bus.
So you don't have to take the train no more? So you have to take the train?
I don't want to get my hopes up, but yeah. No,
oh, really?
So looking, if it plays out well in terms of time and stuff, I won't have to.
Oh, that's really handy.
But yeah, that's what's happening this week, to be honest. Other than that though, I've been really chilling at home, studying, listening to music. Literally, I've had Tempo on repeat.
Really?
Like since it came out Friday, I've been having it on repeat.
What's the name of his last project? Rice and Beans or something like that?
Yeah, that was the intro.
Oh no, that was a song. Sorry, yeah.
No, it's
Gospel's a song. That was the song I had on repeat. I don't know what it is about that song, but I love it so much.
Yeah. Yeah, no, his songs aren't really conventional. But anyway, before we kind of get into that, what about you though? How's your week been?
It's been alright. I started drawing again after years of not doing that.
Yeah, I saw a couple on the timeline.
Yeah, I started drawing Festock masks. Wow. But yeah, no, that's pretty much it. I've been listening to music. That new Felix album. I've been listening to the new JPEG Mafia album a little bit as well, again. And no, that's it really.
That's it? Okay. Well, you want to get into the show now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Alright, cool. Well, you thought that because Maro wasn't here, that we wouldn't have a quote of the day.
Yeah, you've been hiding it from me, so I'm curious to know what it is.
Y'all are wrong. He sent it to me. Okay? Maro's still out there.
Alive.
Participating.
In spirit.
Alright, so this quote... Listen, he around, okay? Don't you play with that.
Okay.
So he sent me the quote. And to be honest, I read it and I was like, this is such a Maro thing to do.
For real?
Yeah, so, okay, so...
Is it one of those things where he knew he wouldn't have to read it out loud, so he just gave you some weird one?
Yeah.
Of course.
So, let me bring this down because,
dramatic.
Dead serious. Absence makes the heart grow. Wait a second.
Sorry, what?
What? No, sorry.
That's not the quote?
Ladies and gentlemen, I have just actually botched the quote. See, this is why Maro should be here, man.
Wait, is it absence makes the heart go fonder? The quote that everybody knows? Did he really just do that?
Wait, let me get verification on that.
So you didn't have it on?
Yeah, no, it is verification. Yeah, no, that actually was the one. Okay, let me start
absence
again.
Makes
Wait.
Okay, go.
Okay, let's rewind.
Okay.
Okay, so absence makes the heart grow fonder. That's his quote.
Okay.
That's his quote. So he said, I'm just going to give literally verbatim
his perspective.
Okay. He
goes,
fine. You can relate to music like how artists disappear for time and hype gets built for new music and that.
Yeah. No, I feel like I can agree with that.
Do you want to kick it off or what?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, cool.
I feel like it does work. Like, remember when Frank disappeared for a few years? And then we're all anticipating an album, like, literally every day.
4 years.
We're like, when is it happening? Is it happening today? No. And then when that album did come out, it wasn't what people expected it, but they still listened to it. And I'd say for the most part, really
Frank
enjoyed it.
Ocean, like, how you just gonna, like, not listen to Frank Ocean? I mean, the thing was as well that was most annoying was in 2015, I think he put up on Tumblr, he was like, I got 2 versions. And I was like, 2 versions? Not even the one, but the 2.
Yeah,
after like 2015. Like after like 3 or so years, only to find out he didn't put it out until a little bit over a year after.
Yeah, that was kind of stressful. I'm not gonna lie, that was a stressful time.
Yeah, no, that like everyone was literally like everyone was on their case with that one. Like, everyone was just like, where's he at? Because what was most annoying was you had celebrities on the timeline being like, this album's amazing.
Yeah.
And I was just like, so you're really gonna do?
What pissed me off, he'd be doing features and shit, and like so you can do this.
Yeah, so you're out there wasting time.
Exactly.
Doing small things instead of like doing your own thing. But then at the same time, no one actually realized he was in London for the majority of his disappearance.
Yeah, I actually didn't know that.
And he was working with like King Cruel and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, he crashed at King Cruel's place.
Did not know that.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool.
And like King Cruel was like, he just like be making music like all day.
That's such an unlikely pair. I love it.
He made like 4 albums worth of material.
Damn. Okay.
And we're still waiting on that one that he said he made before 30.
I need a collab album between those 2 people.
You think so? How do you think that's gonna work though?
Super weird, super strange.
I mean, what else would you?
It could be really cool. But yeah, in terms of the like absence making the heart grow fonder.
Yeah.
I'd say like a lot of artists don't really implement that as much anymore because like I feel like people nowadays want their music like that. Like
they
want to keep pumping out music, to stay relevant.
Yeah, it causes somewhat of a saturation, right?
Yeah, exactly. As opposed to like back in the day where like there'd be years between albums. You know what I mean?
And do you think it's like mega necessary to take that that amount of time off, like loads of time off? Like think about it this way. Sure, Wrinkle in Time, right? Directed by Ava DuVernay, sorry. Soundtrack. Sade released her first song like 6 or 7 years.
I think it was more than that even.
No, it was her first song in like 6 or 7 years.
Really? Okay.
Apparently so.
Well, okay.
So I'm just talking about like in terms of like absence. Like, is it something an artist has to really consider, like taking that much time off, like years and years?
See, I feel like it depends because one, it also depends on how you are as like an artist and how you create. You know what I mean? So like some people can just pump out music or art like that, and some people have to be really introspective and think about it. And it also depends on how long you've been doing it, because you might like you can overheat yourself. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like in the cases like Sade, she's made like so many studio albums, and then she's probably just exhausted by that point. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think you have to. It does depend, but I feel like especially if you've been doing it for a long time, you have to take some time to yourself and like recoup and just recharge, I guess.
Yeah.
So in terms of like saying, is it necessary? It depends.
And then at the same time, you have to consider, as much as, as amazing as they can be, or, as much as we look to them for, you know, the next piece of music they put out, they're people.
Yeah,
they
exactly.
have lives.
Then they have shit to do. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
Things in their lives happen not just only in their music, but there's things outside of like
outside their control.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or just like for the simple fact, like we come here in college every day, but that's just a piece of our life though.
Yeah, exactly.
This college life that we all kind of like live in the same place. That's just one part of our life.
Yeah, we at the end of the day we still all go home and have to do our own thing.
Right. That's the rest of us.
Yeah, deal with what we have to deal with.
Exactly. So, I mean, yeah, that's something.
And like pumping out music and just art in general can be taxing, not just on your physical health, but like your mental health as well.
Yeah, that's exhausting.
You know what I mean?
That's hella exhausting.
And sometimes like you just wake up and you just don't want to. You know what I mean?
Especially you can downplay. It can be a disadvantage if you were to consider like the characters of like most artists who want to put their best foot forward and spend so much time trying to make sure that they give you the best stuff, right? But then the thing is, if they're forced to like overproduce, it's tormenting.
Yeah, and you can sometimes tell that it was just pushed out before it was fully ready, or before they were completely happy with it.
Yeah,
it was more like a studio thing. It was like, okay, we need you to pump out this music. You have a deadline to do this.
Yeah. Well, have you ever experienced a time where like somebody, like some artist or some group, like literally like disappear, right?
Yeah.
And then they come back and it's like, like you're disappointed.
Yeah, a lot. Like, and it hurts my soul to say it, but like Linkin Park.
Linkin Park?
Yeah, Linkin. Like, you had like in the old era, like from like their albums like Minutes to Midnight, Meteor, and all that stuff. Yeah. Then they would take like a hiatus or whatever for a bit, come back, and 2 of their albums after like that era were not great. Like it was actually quite disappointing for me.
Right.
And then they took some time off again, and they came out with a great album.
Right.
And then they did some more time off.
Yeah.
The album that came, I think their latest album before Chester passed away wasn't
that great.
Wasn't good, my friend. At least personally, I didn't enjoy it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it was very disappointing because it's not like I was out to not enjoy, because I want to enjoy. Because like, especially with a band like that where you grow up and you grew up with their music, and it shaped a lot of how you think and how you appreciate music. Right. You really want to like their art. You know what I mean? That kind of sucks, but. But that's an example of them taking time, and it just didn't work out either.
Do you have any more? To be honest, for me personally, I don't really have one.
You don't have one?
Not really. Well, I mean, okay, wait, no, I do have one actually. So, De La Soul.
Yeah.
What was it, the Infamous or was it the Anonymous Nobody?
Anonymous.
The Anonymous Nobody. There were some cool tracks in there, definitely.
I feel like that album was better with the visuals.
Yeah.
Like, I changed some of the videos for it, but as a music project, which it really should be at the forefront if you're creating music.
Of course. It wasn't their best work. It wasn't really substantial. Wasn't. If you don't know, guys, De La Soul are basically a rap trio. Plug 1, 2, and Maceo. You would probably know them if you guys know a Tribe Called Quest. What is one of their most popular songs is Me, Myself, and I.
Yeah.
So look them up. So De La Soul, Me, Myself, and I, that's from their first album, 3 Feet High and Rising, made in 1989, which is actually their most popular one.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, they suffered the whole thing of like having to evolve, but people were like expecting them to stick to an image and stuff. Like we had discussed last week.
Yeah, exactly. And it is so sad. It's sad because like you want, like at least personally, I like when artists try to expand their sound and that kind of stuff. Yeah. And sometimes it just doesn't work. You know?
Yeah. See,
but also that is part of the process. Like trying to find like a sweet spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like when it. See, the thing is, after a while, it's like when it flops.
Yeah.
You just have to like accept that. Like their way of doing it was because they had a DJ, Prince Paul, so he would like do this, like he would like do the samples and stuff. But they had a Kickstarter where they brought in like musicians and stuff.
Oh,
to, like, play. So like their sound was different. You could tell it was kind of like a lot of rock.
Yeah.
A bit, kind of
bringing out like outside influences.
Right, basically. Outside influences, but they didn't really fully execute it in the way to kind of make it intriguing.
Yeah. Okay, I get what you
But
mean.
if I were to like pair that off in parallel, consider A Tribe Called Quest, right?
Yeah.
Their last album was probably 1998.
Before the latest one that came out?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So 1998, I think it was. Anyway, it was called The Love Movement.
Yeah.
So it came out around that time, and obviously they had their own things like Five. One of the late members of A Tribe Called Quest, who passed away probably 3 years ago.
They had 4 years ago now? 3 years ago now?
3?
3, 4? It's been some time.
It's been a while, I know,
yeah.
but
I'm not sure.
No, I think it was 2 years ago.
Was it 2?
Yeah, it was 2 years ago. I remember. And you know, they had their own disagreements with Q-Tip, who was kind of like the leading member.
Yeah.
And in terms of musicality, it was kind of getting all over the place. It wasn't as great as their like last one.
Yeah, it was less coherent.
Yeah, like Low End Theory and Midnight Marauders. You know, they were their best 2 projects. And then they disappear, right?
Yeah.
Then you hear the news of like Five passing, and the news that they were actually recording.
Wow.
Like while they were kind of on this long ass hiatus. And then me personally, because I was so I grew to kind of love the first 2. Well, not the first 2. It was the second and the third album, because the first one was okay.
Yeah.
It had Can You Kick It? Everyone knows Can You Kick It?
Yeah.
But they were still trying to find their footing.
Yeah.
But so when I hear that, I was kind of like, because especially in rap, you kind of have a limited amount of time.
Yeah, because there is eras within rap as well.
Right, exactly. There's eras within rap, and then just the fact that like
flow,
you age,
like exactly,
and like
flows change, vibes change, like the whole like
exactly. Yeah. And the thing is, some parts of music, it doesn't matter like how old you are, it just works. But for rap, it's like different. You know what I mean? It's like
things change.
Yeah, like
and sometimes old styles do work, but it's not. That's a rare thing.
Exactly,
yeah.
It's dated.
Yeah, exactly.
It seems almost dated, and when I heard that, I was like, I don't know if it's gonna be the
it's gonna live
the
up
best
to
one.
expectations.
Is it because they said it was their last one as well?
Oh,
and I was oh no, like if this is bad,
you don't want it to end on a bad note.
Yeah, I didn't want it to end on a bad note. I was like, if this sucks, I'm gone. Like I'm gone. But no, it actually blew me away. Like the way they did the whole musical thing. Like they got Elton John in there.
Yeah.
They had Jack White in there. Like they got.
See, that's how you utilize an outside genre within your music. Like you incorporate it. You don't just smash it in there. You know what I mean?
And I think it's also because all of them kind of managed to appreciate outside influences way before I think they had established themselves as a group though.
Yeah.
So it wasn't kind of new for them. Like it's new to us because it's a different style and everything and a different vibe.
It's not like trying to force. Well, like because like especially if you're collaborating with other artists, it's not like you don't want to just like ham fist what you know into it. You want it to mesh. You want it to like be one entity. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Kind of like how Kendrick, bringing it back to Kendrick kind of used U2 with was it XXX? I'm pretty sure.
I think so.
On Damn. But yeah, because I remember when the track list for that, everyone was kind of like,
yeah,
are you sure? But yeah, sorry. Back to the quote.
So back to the quote though. Yeah, so I mean, absence does make the heart grow fonder, but like the question also you have to consider. I mean, these are questions we have to consider when we're thinking about this quote: is do the fans have the patience? To wait?
Because it's specific. It makes the heart grow fonder, but it does depend.
Yeah, like it depends as well on the consumers just as much as the person that's offering the piece of music. I mean, it's difficult on both sides because you can really love an artist. And
but at the same time, as consumers, you only people only have a certain attention span. You know what I mean? Or and at the same, not even just that, but if you can wait a long time to produce from it, but at the same time, you have to, if you want to stay relevant, at least you have to appeal to their that time frame. You get what I mean?
Yeah. I
don't know. I could be wrong.
Yeah, no. Absence makes that heart grow fonder.
Oh, actually, on the point of De La Soul, if you like Fela Kuti, there's a mashup EP with Fela Kuti and De La Soul called Fela Soul. It's very good. Listen to that.
Fela Soul?
Very good. Yeah.
Is it by DJ?
I think so. Yes.
I think I heard it before, but
yeah, because it came out years ago.
Yeah. But actually, guys, because of the questions we're asking anyway, if you guys have any thoughts on this particular quote, you can actually DM us at Qwuinoa Pod on both IG and Twitter. So that's Qwuinoa, QWUINOA Pod, POD. And then we just want to hear your thoughts.
Or you can just add us on Twitter or something like that.
We just want to hear your thoughts,
like,
you know.
Make a discussion.
I mean, we are a radio show, but at the same time, we do want to kind of hear from people. So if you have any thoughts on the quote, or anything in general that we do offer from here on out anyway, you can ask us questions on it. Or sorry, you can answer us anyway on them handles. But that's the quote of the day to consider. So absence does make the heart grow fonder. So, Jason.
Oh yeah.
What you got for us today for Qwuinoa?
Every single time I forgot I have a segment of the show.
Yeah, no, you need to be remembering.
Well.
You're just as important as the two of us. Well, okay. I'll do it. See the way Maro would do it. Yeah. It's like he's first and we like bottom two.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's how it works.
That's for real.
Yeah, that's how it works.
This is our time to shine.
Yeah.
But yeah, this quote was like, this topic was kind of last minute, but I remember, or like, not so much remember, but sometimes you see on Twitter or just talking to people, they'll say like, there's no good music anymore. You know what I mean? And that's what I want to talk about today. Because
I hear that a lot.
I 100% disagree with this.
Yeah, same.
So much.
So why don't you kick it off then, since you got that going?
Okay, well for me, I feel like it's impossible to say that there's no good music anymore.
Right.
Because there's no way you have listened to all the music that's going out right now. Especially since there's new bands and new artists coming out all the time, constantly.
Yeah.
Within other genres and also genres you like as well.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then it kind of plays back to what we talked about. What was it, last episode of the episode before of concept of favorites?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's not good. It's like a certain level of elitism in that. Yeah. I don't agree with that.
So, I mean, do any genres come to mind, or do any certain type of situations come to mind where you kind of, that's really prevalent?
I feel like you hear it a lot with rap and surprisingly metal as well.
Really?
Well, yeah, because they'll be like, oh, there's no good metal bands because there's like different subgenres within metal, like metalcore and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I'll say like, oh, that's not really metal, but like, that's your opinion though.
Yeah.
And then in rap, there'll be like old heads, it'd be like, oh, this isn't like back in the day we saw Pac and Biggie, but like, yeah, that's true. And don't get me wrong, they are important to the culture, but at the same time, things change. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you have to adapt to the times, and you have to be open to listening to other artists nowadays.
But isn't that always kind of like, if we think about it, it's always kind of a universal kind of dilemma. It's like, do we keep tradition or do we form kind of new ways?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, like, I don't get it, especially with the hip hop heads. They're like, oh yeah, we had Big L, we had Pun. No doubt, they were like one of the best out there, if not one of the best to ever like touch a mic.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, you can't like look me in the eye and lie and say that there aren't actually better rappers out here today.
Oh yeah.
Because 100%. The thing is, back in the day, if you were trash, you were trash. Exactly. You didn't
like there can be legends, right? Well, it doesn't mean. Like, the fact that it's still around means it's innovated till now. So how can there not be, just by definition, just how things work, how can there not be better rappers now? You know what I mean? Like, if you take it, like, in terms of... If you take it, like, in terms of sports or stuff like... well, sorry, I got distracted there. If you, like, take it in terms of sports, like let's say UFC or something. If, like, back in the day when UFC started... It was very like there was, don't want to say amateurs, but it was just starting out. They're just finding their legs.
Yeah.
But the people who would be considered like the best back in the day, the sport has been innovated so much to the point now that if a professional fighter now was to fight a professional fighter back then, the fighter now would destroy him.
True.
You know what I mean?
Actually, Maro has raised some points here Okay, you guys are probably wondering how he's raising points.
Yeah, we have a group chat for this.
So he put up this. He said, I think it's to do with nostalgia and how powerful it is, and people don't like change, and they want what they're used to.
Yeah, I feel like that it's definitely a part of that, because like the nostalgia thing is pretty powerful in the sense that it's not so much that you love what it is, you love like the memories associated with it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
but at the same time, like if you, because a lot of the people who would say that like there's no good music, they're the same people who say, oh, I love music, but how can you love music if you're not open to new types of music, if you get what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And I do, like I agree with Maro as well, like there is a like a strong sense of nostalgia, even for like me. I think everyone has like a like that piece of me, like you hold it dear to your heart. But
definitely, that's what we were talking about last week too, is like, you know, our favorites may not be necessarily or was it last week?
I think it was,
it was last week,
it was
but
last
anyways,
week,
it was kind of like this whole conversation of your favorites may not be the best, and that's because there's probably memories associated to them,
and that's
very dear.
Totally okay. Like there's nothing wrong with that, as long as you're aware of the fact that it's because of how it affects you personally. You know what I mean?
Actually, there's this this hip hop YouTube channel called Dead End Hip Hop.
I think I've heard of it.
Yeah, so it's these 4 guys, and they basically talk about hip hop, and they dabble a little bit in, you know, stuff outside of it. But I think Maro again with my favorites are the best. Okay, Maro, we know.
Yeah, you're not on the show, right, so you don't get to say, right?
Hey, I didn't say that.
I said that.
I'm just saying, we know.
You're not here to you're not here to bully me.
But anyway, yeah, to get back to it.
Yeah.
So it was somewhat of a, you know, they had this conversation like so many times.
Yeah.
Where it's like, because there's this one guy named Ken, and like he holds dear near like 90s rap. He says these rappers, these 90 rappers,
it's like a Joe Budden
they
type.
will like they will like outdo all your current day rappers.
Yeah,
like they'll absolutely murder them. But the thing is, for every 90s rapper you can probably give me, I can give you 3 more.
Yeah,
like 3 times more rappers that are just as good, if not better. Because the thing is, hip hop is just new. I mean, it's one of the youngest genres out there in the world. Anyway.
Yeah, really. Yeah, it
like
really
it's literally in its 40s. It's in its 40s.
Oh, that's true. It is pretty young.
It is.
Because most of our types of music is like hundreds of years old now.
Right. At least 100. That's like the starting point. It tends to be for genres.
Yeah.
So in the genre of hip hop and rap, it's around 40s, and it's still kind of at that stage where it's still experimenting, it's still fusing.
It's still like innovating, it's growing.
It still has shoes to fill.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that in itself is kind of a testament as to, you know, there's, you may think that's, you know, the best and it's totally fine, but you can't knock what's going on now, because what's going on now we've never seen before. People literally paving ways, you know.
No, I totally agree. And even the same people who would say this are the same people who are like, oh well, we had the greats like Tupac, whatever, but even in that era there are rappers who didn't make it that are probably just as good, if not better.
Yeah, see, the thing back then was you had to be really good.
Exactly.
The standard 100%.
Back then, it was definitely much more difficult to get visibility.
Exactly.
Back then.
The standard back then was high.
Yeah,
because the thing was, if we were in the 90s and we had the same type of technology as we have today in terms of internet exposure, it's basically synonymous to today, though.
Yeah, I feel like if we did have that same, like the same technology we have now, a lot of the people we consider greats probably wouldn't consider them great because there'd be so much more, you know what I mean? And there'd be so much more competition.
It's so much more competition, and then there's an oversaturation of people who are subpar and mediocre, and then they kind of like are somewhat of a distraction in terms of actual talent. See, that's the argument that like people have, like 90s like people. They're just like, but y'all are trash. The thing is, because the internet,
because it's just like you're seeing
it's
people
a platform.
Who are, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't mean like when you were young. Doesn't mean there were just as many trash.
Right. You just gotta look for them. Exactly. And the thing is, now they only have the confidence to be doing the stuff they be doing.
Yeah.
Because they know that I don't really have to be, you know, the best in order to make it. I just gotta get X amount of followers.
I just have to like exactly. I just have to get a certain amount of people to like my music. You know what I mean?
But that doesn't take away from the fact that today we have just as good, if not better, you know, artists out there.
Yeah, 100%.
You know,
like, and that doesn't even, and that's not just even what's it called, just hip hop. Like, that's just music in general.
Yeah, I was even gonna ask you in terms of the metal scene. Like, what's that?
Like, personally, I feel like metal now, because like, again, there's definitely there's black metal, death metal, metalcore, and all that stuff. There's different facets of metal and stuff like that. But like, again, it does keep innovating. It changes over time. Maybe not necessarily always better, but different. Right. And you have to be open to that change. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially if you want to keep listening to new music.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's the same with like jazz, same with soul, same with blues, same with everything.
Actually, yeah, I was surprised. Jazz. There tends to be some kind of a religion almost to it, in terms of like sense? The way they consider like the greats, and you only have to navigate within their kind of style and sphere. Like, because now if you think about it, you got people like the Robert Glaspers, you got people like
Bad Bad Not Good.
Yeah, but you got Bad Bad Not Good. You got Christian Scott.
Yeah.
You know. You got your Braxton Cooks. You got a lot of people out here that are really pushing almost the envelope of jazz. You got Kamasi Washington too.
True, yeah.
You know,
and Kamasi Washington, like, even when you listen to it, like, you can hear he's pushing the envelope, but you can hear his clear influences, like from Alice Coltrane to like Sun Ra and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I feel like with jazz,
and Esperanza Spalding. Shout out to Maro
very
for the
true.
edition.
Yeah. Very true.
I actually can't believe I forgot her. Yeah, no. Like, all them people are really, really, like, stretching it to, like, it's very hard.
Because, like, there is, like, people who are work within jazz, I feel like, do have that, as you put it, like, almost religious kind of thing. But at the same time, jazz, at its core, in its nature, is very... You like mess around with it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not so. The whole point of jazz is just like, just the flow of it. And regardless of it, there's no structure.
Right.
You make the structure as you go along. You know what I mean? Like, if you listen to Alice Coltrane stuff, it's very much, almost, I would say, like Middle Eastern. Yeah. But even though she's American born, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because wherever you find your influences, you take that and you innovate with it. If you know what I mean? At least that's how I consider jazz, anyway.
Taking influences and using them.
Like, cause you take what you can get from the people who have affected you, like in terms of art, but then you add your own flair to it, and you innovate with that. You take that with you. If you get what I mean?
Okay. And
because like that's why, if you look at the history of jazz, not like, again, there is plenty of different types of jazz, but let's just say like just the generic stuff everyone knows, like Frank Sinatra and all that stuff. They do have a clear-cut, almost formula to it. There's a clear-cut, almost formula to it, but like, it's not all the same. If you know what I mean. And if you see, like, for the studio recordings that you see for like movies and stuff, yeah, that's fine. But if you see their live shows, they're just fucking around. It's like, there's never, if it's just a group of people playing jazz, playing music, there is no structure. It's just messing around. I feel like that's how it should be, really. You know what I mean? Well, I went on a huge tangent there.
Yeah, no, but okay, so, getting back to it about, not being any good music around. Let's even like take a further step back. Like, we ain't just talking about hip hop or just jazz, but just music in general. You have people that are actually achieving like pieces of music where like you can't put a finger on it.
Yeah, which I love.
Like, you actually cannot put a finger on it. You're listening and you just can't do it. Like, okay.
Or perfect. Even like, you mean like within a song, or like song to song on a project?
I'm talking about artists releasing projects, or even like releasing songs.
Yeah.
Like, just doing it, where like.
Where it's just like you can't really pinpoint, like you can't put it into a box.
Right. There's just like, what is this? Like, it's familiar, but it's not familiar.
Yeah, I completely get what you mean.
Biggest example for me is Moses Summoning with his album A Romanticism.
Oh, yeah.
Because loads of people are like, it's folk, but it's not really.
It's not really.
People are saying it's R&B, but it's not really. People are saying it's alternative. It is alternative because there's alternative elements to it, but it's not really.
Exactly. And it makes sense, though, because people like to package things nicely into a little box, you know what I mean? Yeah. So like when they get to when they get to recommend it to people, they'd be like, okay, so it's like this.
Yeah.
But like sometimes there's no accurate box to put it in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which I think is a good thing. I like that because back in the day there wasn't a lot of that, and it's growing a lot more, and I think I like it.
Yeah, no, like it's definitely something that
Maro said it's indie R&B.
But he told me, well, you know what? Okay, look.
And also, what is indie R&B? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that see.
Even then, that's just creating stuff to try and fit it. But at the same time, it's just.
I think in terms of like music and even life in general, like when there's some things that like you have to label us, you just won't understand.
Yeah.
But then I think to myself, like, I think music has gotten to a point where it's like you can label it, that's fine.
Yeah.
But the thing is, what makes it what you say? Like, what's your reason?
Yeah, exactly. What elements of this lend it, like, make it this category that you're putting in, if that makes sense.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, like, so he says indie R&B, but I made like my definition of indie R&B would probably be different though. Yeah,
and like same here. It does depend on person to person.
It's subjective though,
yeah,
because see, it's all kind of down to the person.
Yeah, exactly.
What their tastes are, what's their definition of them. But then there's somewhere like if it's jazz, it's jazz. If it's rap, it's rap. If it's rock, it's rock.
Like
and that's no problem either. Like
or like fusion or stuff like that. Like bands like Snarky Puppy and stuff like that.
Yeah, like you don't. What we're not trying to say is you literally have to like form a whole new thing for people to get your attention.
Just do what you want to do.
All we're trying to say is that like you like music back then. Yes, it's legendary. Yes, it's like
and it deserves its place, but that's like things change. You know what I mean? There is like if we always just stuck to the same stuff, there would be no innovation, and then what's the point of that?
Yeah, like that's kind of the main thing, you know?
Yeah.
It's the main thing. Okay, do you have any examples where let's see.
You got a serious thinking face here.
Yeah, no, I'm really, really thinking about this. Like,
because I feel like it's an important topic. Anyway.
It is an important topic, and it's very kind of it's a very loaded topic too.
Yeah.
Because it kind of applies to a lot of things. Like Maro did bring up the point where people are just scared to change.
Yeah.
Because
which is true.
Think about it this way: like, you're gonna be like one of the first to kind of like do a thing. It may work or it may not work.
Yeah. And it's kind of sad, like you have examples of like artists who were like they made music back in the day, but it only really took off, or people only started understanding it after they passed away. You know what I mean? Or stuff like that.
Yeah,
that shit scares the fuck out of me.
Yeah, that's kind of the worst thing. But then, you know, it comes down to the objective of the artist is to like, do they actually want to add something? Like, did they really care though? That people are going to catch on until they're gone.
That's true. It does. Like it depends on what your motives are.
Yeah.
Do you want it?
Like if you want people to know, that's cool, and I hope they figure it out before you die.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like if you don't care, that's cool too.
Exactly. Are you making it to reach people, or are you making it for you?
Yeah.
Which either one is totally valid.
Yeah.
There's not like if you're just doing it for you, that's fine. If you want to do it because you want people to know your name, that's totally fine.
Yeah. Exactly.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Let me see, what else we could talk about?
I feel like the show might have to be a little shorter than usual today.
Okay, well, you know what we're gonna do? We're actually gonna take a break for the first time ever, a Qwuinoa break.
Are we?
You think I'm lying? Did I stutter?
Okay, fine. Okay. It'll be a break on air. But
a break on air.
But I'll edit it so it'll pop straight back in.
Yeah, it'll be like a 2-minute break.
All right.
And then we finna get back into this.
Sweet.
And finish off the show, alright?
Alright, cool.
Alright, later.
And we're back.
We back. We live. So obviously, because you know, it tends to be 3 of us, and Maro kind of, you know, gives us them few gems.
Me and Corneille are 2 quiet boys, so it could be quite difficult.
See, I'm an ambivert though.
Huh?
I'm an ambivert.
What that?
I don't know. But I think it means where you're an introverted extrovert or an extroverted introvert or someone that.
I'm just an introvert. Dude.
Yeah, you are just the introvert.
With my voice cracking all the time.
See, it's like after this mic, if you try to approach me, there's a like, I'll say hi, but
yeah, but like it'll be a weird hi. But
no, there's just gonna be a lot of work with the hi and the conversation. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, no. So we're probably gonna close shop a bit early, but before you go, I have to, because they literally have me at gunpoint.
Exactly. You have no escape.
I have no escape, and I have to give y'all a freestyle, regardless of how trash it is, because I can't do it. Actually, if you guys are hearing this recorded, by the time you hear this recorded right now, there's actually going to be the 3rd episode released, where we had the wrap-up with our guest, Chiz.
And I think you guys will enjoy that.
Yeah, no,
it was a very good episode.
Yo, she killed that. Yeah, she killed it. Yeah, so yeah, there's a lot actually. Like that last episode, there was a lot of good energy.
Yeah, it
like
really was.
Everyone was on 10.
It was a little bit longer than our usual episodes too.
Yeah, true.
Which I think you might enjoy.
Yeah,
I might make up for this one being a little bit shorter. But it's totally fine.
Just a tad bit. But yeah, no. Other than that, I just need to like set up the beat and stuff like that.
Okay.
And, I'm telling you, I'm so like.
He's always so stressed, but he's good. He'll be fine.
No.
Yes.
No, I've had.
Last week's one was great.
I've had feedback. Yeah, because Chiz killed that.
Yeah, but your verses were good too.
Stop giving me this sympathy.
You know I don't care about your feelings enough to lie to you. I'm always honest with my opinions. You know that.
Or is it just that my heart is just too fragile? Is that what it is, Jason?
You know, I always give you honest feedback on your music stuff. So it's totally fine.
Okay.
Go
See,
on.
I'm hyperventilating. I need some water. Really
You'll be
quick.
fine. I love you. You can do this. Go on.
Y'all see, this is the introvert coming in right now. This is the introverted me, firsthand.
See, I'm only talking because we're in an isolated room. It's really dark and it's missing 2 bulbs. It's really warm in here.
You ready?
My titties are sweating. Go on.
You had to say that, did you?
Of course. Mara's not here. I have to say it for him.
Fine. Are we on?
Yep.
Cool?
All right, let's go.
Name is Cornelius. Thought about it way too much. The flow is supercilious. Or maybe I'm pushing Prius. Think about the hybrid. The flow be always timeless. Like them rhinestone diamonds, we artificial. But then again, it's superficial, like superstition with Stevie with them. Keep it 100 with them 20 hands. And I'm bet 20 bands that we be the best in the house. Best in the show, we rockin' coast to coast. As far as the east is from the west, we the best, and forget the rest. But then again, I lyrically impress and bench press with those I'm trying to test, Then again, you know it's always trying to be C. But then again, you know I'm always trying to supersede me. Doing the best that I can. Spending 100 grand like these sediments. Got sediments on my sentiment, Putting my 2 cents up in it. Think about them pockets. Then again, you produce them all. Thought about the new sense, Banking my feelings and I'm feeling hella sent. Hella spent. I mean, think about it. The way we rent out the skills for the thrills. And we popping all those pills. Like thinking about that molly. Going off the trolley. We be shopping for them toe tags. Toe tactic, tic-tac-toe backwards like the X and O's never mattered. Going with the prenup, we think about it way too much. You think about that cleanup. I be in the hotel, like whopping with the Mosies. Maybe I refer to Mr. Mosby. Up in that, like Zach and Cody, we be twinning in the house. I thought about it way too much. I'm killing now. I be the goat, but then again I rock the coast and tofu. You know I may be a mogul. Think about gazpachos, I do it for the vatos. Essays for my essays, why don't you walk in my zapatos? We maxing camping out in Costco's. Me and Chiz be the best like chicken waffles at Roscoe's. You know I got those. You know I got those, and I be way too cool with it. Me and Chiz, we ready to break these baby back ribs. We be doing the biz, and they be naming a climate after me. The way I be rapping, the rapping off the beats of me, like. No, I put it in the key of G and blow my trumpet like I be Stephen Gillespie. Mixing up the recipes, I'm chefing. Then again, you better check me when you try to step in. Mixing the gin and tonic, we be thinking about the way to offer the rock and scotch bonnets. Maybe I put it up in stanzas and sonnets, but then again it's haikus and those like Raikou. Out in the fight, street fighting. Thought about it way too much and I'm just gaslighting. Y'all be thinking I be shell, oh well, it's too swell for those who can't even tell.
That's smooth.
Oh,
I like that.
That's not Monte Booker, you know.
I like that.
That's not Monte Booker. I may just sing a little bit.
Let it out. I forgot you could sing.
Okay. Tank drop and we hit the stove. Can't wait till I get it home. Let the memories and chase and I press rewind. Singing ordinary just won't do. I need a song to change my mood. She said I was blessed, like don't stress. Thought about it way too much, I'm searching for my quest. Y'all be thinking about it like I lyrically bench press. I mean I'm mincing on my words and slice it like a delicatessen. Feel it in your chest, yes the Wonder Kid. With the S on his chest, Robotussin. I'm always just busting, I'm a flexing. But then again you always step at the rest like. Thought about the pressed pipe. Nah, listen, homie, I ain't tryna rest. This ain't nothing mumbling, fumbling over these words like how could you do that, How could you chew that, nah, listen, I like my things blended. But then again, you know if you test me, you finna get shredded. But then again, it's like a link, I'm always embedded. Black sugar coulda, woulda, but he fell down. Then he stood up, then the Hogan got a meltdown. Wiping little boogies off the kids, better pipe down. Child benefits and etiquettes, may my speech impediment be the betterment for the intelligent. I'm always relevant and I'm never short of reverent. I'm heaven sent, but then again the flow be too nice. I be like colder than Pisces. Okay,
that's not even fair, you talented motherfucker. I forgot you could sing like that. When this podcast is over, we're making music. I don't give a fuck.
I forgot too. I won't lie. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
Okay. Man, this one's for you.
Maro, I love you.
P.O.P. They saying pressure be for tires, but pressure be for diamonds. If you didn't know that, you were lying. But then again, I always inspire and I aspire. And if you think I'm bad, then you just might retire. Then again, I'm preaching to the choir up on the pedestal. A soapbox, I ain't even being a liar though. Lying down on a jet ski, but then again, it's like Gretzky with Gretz goes. I mean, I thought about the best me. See myself up in the future. But then again, these foes be imaginary to the kinda scary. Wait. Rolling punches and I know it never landed. And I hit you with a hook, it could even disturb Peter's stance. But then they go, it's Peter Pants. I mean, the liar with your pants on fire. Thought about it, it's lit. But then again, you know I'm always trying to hold on my shit. Nah, I can't really curse. But then again, if you try to repeat it, you just put it in a verse. Rehearse, then reverse it. But then again, I'm style free and freestyling, being me. I'm up in the Coliseum like we ancient entertainment Sumerians. But then again, I'm Samaritans. I mean, we going up like a clefable with the lifts, I ain't stepping to you. They be just checking for C, they checking for me, they checking for peace, they checking for we, cause we Qwuinoa podcast, the best in the city, the best on campus. And tell your grandma to listen to the show. If you really know what you're trying to do, you're spreading love and the peace. We the best in the east. Yes, I'm the beast from the east. When I say snow day, you say JCB.
I think that's the perfect place to end up.
Yeah. Okay. I just
fucking childish for that.
I had to put it in. Did you not hear that? Did you not hear that? What you call it? They were apparently there's going to be a second round of Beasts from the East.
Sorry, what?
Apparently,
fuck
it may not happen, but so yeah, no. Listen. That was my freestyle. I was probably trash.
No, now if you don't shut the fuck up, that was great.
Listen, I was stopping and starting like an ice cream machine at McDonald's.
But it was in time though. It was all good.
Look, y'all can be the judge of that. I'm gonna have people blowing up my timeline going. Y'all need to be quiet. Okay, listen.
No, it's all good. Besides, the episode doesn't come out for a week anyway, so it's okay.
Anyways, listen, guys. If you guys were listening to that or you're listening to it recorded, whether live or recorded, I want y'all to listen to what I said in the freestyle and DM us your favorite line.
Yeah, exactly. Do that.
So, guys, listen. Before we close out here, this show is for the people. We are doing this for the people. Basically, there's no other way we could be doing this if it weren't for y'all. Basically, whether one of you is listening, our job is done here. Okay? We're doing it for y'all because we want to be inclusive, and this is about conversation.
Okay, I had no idea where you were going there, but I agree.
Yes.
Exactly.
Neither did I, but we got there. But yeah, no. So, guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for, taking the time out of your day. Have a great day. Tell someone you love them. Hopefully they ain't,
get hit in the face by a JCB.
But, yeah, the JCB finna do numbers. Watch.
Oh, for real.
Okay, so handles really quick. I'll say it again, and then we'll, go over to you and me.
Cool.
Qwuinoa Podcast, Qwuinoa Pod, okay? Both IG and Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Find me, Captain Wave, CAPNWAV.
Okay, what's your Instagram? We always forget that.
Black Bearded Boy.
Sorry, say that a little bit louder.
Black Bearded Boy. Sorry.
There we go.
Yeah, on IG. And Jason, give your deets.
Twitter, Low Spirits, LOVV Spirits, and then Instagram, Nika King.
Yeah, so. Okay, guys, look, listen. Without further ado, we're gonna sign out and see y'all later. Okay, until next week. Peace.
Goodbye.
Guys,
oh,
I totally forgot. Maro.
Oh, it's fine. There's three episodes.
His
now.
handle.
There's 3 episodes.
No,
now.
but this could be someone's first.
I'll put it in the description when I post the episode.
We can't do him like that. It's at Scorpio_ho Twitter. Okay, my job's done here.
Bye bye.
All right, see you later.